John, I've got an absolutely stacked load of snacks for you today. I've been on a bit of a roll.
I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm not even pulling my weight anymore based on what I'm seeing here in these notes.
Yeah, so I mean, let's just get straight into it. I think this
we got it. We've got a lot to cover.
We do.
A lot of ground.
Yeah, I mean, this first one surprised me. So this is Cheetos jalapeno and cheese. Pretty.
Okay.
There's a pretty standard sort of spicy flavor. You're like, okay, it's going to be like quite nice.
Yeah.
These were way hotter than I was expecting.
Really?
Yes.
I am surprised. I would have thought they'd just be like, I don't know. I've had like you. I've had many jalapeno type chips and other things that oftentimes they're not super spicy.
Yeah. These don't appear to be import ones. These are just like UK available ones, as far as I could tell.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, these are pretty good.
That sounds good. I like a little cheese. I like a little spice. I think I would look for these. I have not seen these locally at all, but I'll have an eye out for them.
Yeah. And then in the spicy family in that general area are these. I believe these are Korean crisps called Kara Mucho hot chili ridge cut chips, or crisps. I guess they're called both, but.
All right.
And they have these in Lidl in the UK. So, and there was a funny moment that somebody at work had bought some. They let me try them.
Yeah.
And then I said, right, I'm going to go and buy some. And then I came into the office the next day, and somebody else had also bought me some, so that I then had like 3 bags of them.
Oh, you must like them though. Hopefully,
yeah. These are really good. These have got a nice.
Right.
They're not too spicy, but they're very flavorful. Which I think can always be a problem with the spicy stuff, as it can just be spice for the sake of it. But these have got a really nice flavor to them as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. What else? You've got 2 more things for me, I see.
Oh yeah. So let's stick with the crisps area for now. So I picked up some Doritos Bits. I don't know if you've heard of these at all.
No, I haven't.
So they're little. I don't know. They almost look like pasta, sort of the twisty fusilli sort of size.
Oh, okay.
And then they're just sort of like little bite-sized things made by Doritos. I'm not really sure what the deal is with these, but they're honey barbecue flavor. And
do these come in like a bag, or do they come in like a tube?
Yeah, they come in a bag, but a sort of skinny.
One of my kids
skinny bag.
Oh, all right. One of my kids bought some Doritos recently that came in a tube like Pringles, and I was wondering if they were different or not. And he ate them so quickly, I didn't have a chance to even examine them.
But no, yeah, though these do come in a bag. These are pretty nice. I sort of motored through the bag that I'd picked up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I like a good honey barbecue. It's a nice, it's always nice to have a little sweet there with the barbecue. So those sound very good.
Yeah, and then the last thing I have got is a beverage. This is Fanta Tutti Frutti. Now, does Tutti Frutti mean anything to you, John? Is that a phrase that like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's Tutti Frutti.
Sure.
Like,
okay.
That maybe that's a sort of an American phrase. Maybe I don't know.
Sure. Okay. I wasn't entirely sure because I feel like, yeah. Anyway. Okay. So we know what Tutti Frutti just means: fruit flavor, basically.
Yeah. Generic fruit flavor, I think. Like a mixture of fruits.
Mm-hmm. This might be the sweetest beverage I've ever drunk in my life, and.
Oh, really?
I drink Monster, so I know what sweet drinks taste like. This is...
and Fanta in general. Is pretty sweet to begin with.
Yeah, no, this is probably the sweetest drink I've drunk in my life.
All right.
It's quite pleasant, but I'm not in a rush to go and get another can.
Right. You wouldn't want to be drinking this if you have diabetes or something. That's for sure.
Well, it says 0 sugar, so...
it's a 0 sugar one.
Which I think,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, which makes it more interesting. I feel like the sweetness is literally just coming from whatever flavor they're putting into it, rather than actual sugar.
They're doing some serious chemical work there to make that seem sweet.
Yeah, the Fanta Scientists are all over it.
All right. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, of these four things, how would you rank them?
Oh wow. Okay, we're doing a quick.
Yeah.
All right.
We're doing snack ranking.
Sure. Okay. I want to think. All right. Number 4, I think, is going to be the Fanta. That's my number 4. Number 3, I think it's going to be the Doritos.
All right. Because just a little too generic to get higher on the list.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. It's a nice flavor, but it's not that exciting. And then number 2, I'm going to put the Cheetos there. They are nice, but not quite what I was expecting.
A little over the top.
Yeah.
With the spice.
So it's number 1 is going to be the Caramucho chili crisps, which I still have a bag of as well, which I'm excited to dig into the next couple of days.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So I did try one new chip over the past week, and it was the Carolina Company chips called, and the flavor is cream cheese and chive, which is just a fancy way of saying sour cream and onion, really. I mean, if you handed someone a chip and they tried this, they would think they were eating sour cream and onion, which I think is a more common flavor. I'm not a big fan of sour cream and onion to begin with, so these chips were fighting an uphill battle in my mouth as I tried them. But I guess 2 things I'd say about them. One is it's just like there's a lot of flavor going on. These are very strong tasting chips. And by the way, folks, you can get these on Amazon, it turns out. So you don't have to live in North Carolina to get these chips. Don't know about UK or Europe generally, but if you can order things from the US Amazon shop, you can get them there. And the thing about them is they are like intensely salty, like too salty in my book. I like salty, but not to this degree. And so I would give these very much a okay, but I wouldn't buy them again. It's like not going to throw the bag away or give the bag away, but also not going to go out of my way to buy them again. So that's kind of where those fall. The other thing I put in our snack category for today was I just ran across a story that I thought was interesting. I thought people might want to check out that was in The Guardian. The headline is Coke and beer in one glass, please, comma, my gut churning search for a signature drink. This is a life and style section of The Guardian, I guess, about a woman who went looking for a signature drink for some reason and decided that Coke and beer would be a good combination, which that's really what caught my eye. Was I could not imagine Coke and beer being a good mixture on any level.
No.
And the headline I think kind of implies that as well. But I thought that I have not read this all the way through. I just thought I would put it there for anybody who wants to put it in their read later app and check it out later, because that's what I'm going to do. I want to see what else this person tried besides Coke and beer, because Coke and beer is not something I would have ever thought in a million years to try to mix. So could be some interesting things in this story.
Yeah, that is. That's definitely one for saving for later, because I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah. It's a flavor explosion. Coke and beer. I'm still thinking about that. Coke and beer. That's a really weird combination.
Yeah.
But anyway, we should move on, I think.
Yeah, we should. So I think, we record every couple of weeks, and you've always been on a few podcasts that aren't this show. You're a man of many podcasts. Well, I was on another podcast. I was on The Pen Addict, episode 657. Nice. So this came out actually the day after our last episode, which is why we hadn't spoken about it yet.
Okay.
And yeah, Brad asked me to come on because Mike he's on paternity leave for a few weeks. Right. So Brad's getting guests in to talk about various different things, and he thought it was a good opportunity with me going deep into the stationery world quite quickly to come on and have a chat about the pens I'm using and notebooks and sort of some of the stuff we've spoken about here about why I'm doing it and what I'm getting out of it. And it's been really fun. And I've had a lot of really nice feedback. Actually, I think the the pen community, I think, likes to send emails and give feedback, which is very nice.
Oh, good.
So, but yeah, so that we'll link that in the show notes. Episode 657.
Yeah, definitely. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, Brad's a great guy. I've met him a couple of different times. Once in Chicago at a pen show that I dropped in on just to say hello, and then a couple of other times, I guess. Including at the London thing last year, saw him. So. Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's a fun show. I have listened to it on and off here and there. Haven't listened to it in a while, but I have you queued up, so I will be listening to this episode shortly to see
wonderful
more details about your dive into pens. You have a pen in our list as well.
Oh well, yeah. We're going to go through this, John, and then I have a bit of an exclusive bit of news.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do. So yeah, I put a blog post up a week ago. I'd come across this pen from, I believe it was released in 1999. I think also it was only released in France, as best I can tell. There's a whole range of them, but I think they were only released in France.
Interesting. I missed this post when you put this up on your site.
So this is there is a whole series. There's three designs, but this is a Lara Croft Tomb Raider fountain pen. Collaboration with a fountain pen company called Waterman, who just make, they make fountain pens and rollerball pens and all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
And as best I can tell, they've only ever done like 2 or maybe 3 of these kind of like brand collaborations. So there's these Lara Croft ones, and they have some like Harley Davidson ones as well.
Okay, well, I can kind of understand that. I'm not so sure that a pen company that doesn't do many brand collaborations, why they would choose Lara Croft of all brands.
Yeah, it's very strange. And I came across it and I just could not stop thinking about it. So I ended up like researching it, and I found this page where people had all the different photos of the various pens. There's like a signature edition, which I think is supposed to be like the classy version of the pen, where it's just dark blue and just has Lara Croft's signature on it.
Okay.
I haven't been able to find any of those for sale in the entire world. Like, I don't know what that would sell for. So yeah, an hour before this podcast, I purchased one.
You did?
I have. I've purchased one. It will be here within the next few days.
Wow.
Not just one. I purchased the one that I found. Like, it was still there, still listed. So I've ordered it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's been a week, 2 weeks or something. So I've actually ordered one.
Yeah, these are Lara Croft Tomb Raider pens of the era of, what would you say? What era Lara Croft game? Like,
so this is
1 through 3 type of, it's like the early Lara Croft.
Yeah, so I think the one that I have in my photo, I believe that's Tomb Raider 2, but I could be wrong. But it's definitely that era of the PS1 era games. It's very strange. Like,
that's very cool.
There's some weird variations of this as well, where you get like a CD with it that's got like wallpapers and stuff like that. Like, I don't.
Oh yeah.
Like,
which one of these in your pictures is the one that you got? Any of the ones in these pictures?
Yeah. So the one that I've bought is the top one. So the
at
top,
the very top of your article.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the very top of the poster.
That's a good one.
The snow outfit one.
Okay.
So.
All right.
But yeah, so that will be here in the next few days, I guess. I will put a call out now.
Right.
If anybody has that signature one, like, please tell me, because I want to see it and I want to buy it off you.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one. I can understand that. Yeah, it's just really interesting that they would do one, especially without any kind of Lara Croft artwork of any kind on it. It's just a signature.
And I think what's also strange is Lara Croft isn't the brand name. Like, Tomb Raider is the brand.
Right,
Like,
right.
yeah.
I'm trying to jog my memory whether this signature is like a signature from any of the game art anywhere, or whether this is just something they made up for the pens. I really don't know. I'm not like deep into the lore of Lara Croft.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have played the games, but I'm not as familiar with the earlier games, especially.
Yeah, no, the signature doesn't ring a bell with me, but I will. Once this pen arrives, I'm going to probably do more research. So we shall see.
Yeah, this one that has like the CD and the case with it is kind of wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like gift sets that you can get that come with a fountain pen and a
it's all
rollable.
yeah, and it's all in French, pretty much. Well, there's a little English on that CD, but it's primarily in French. Huh? How about that? That's crazy. I like it. This is really neat.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun crossover of my interests, and I did the sensible thing and I left it for a while because I thought I really don't need this pen. But it's been like 2 weeks. I'm just buying it at this point, so I feel like I was sensible enough.
Wow, that's great. What? So here's the question: are there Back to the Future fountain pens in the world?
Not that I'm aware of.
If there are, you'll be on the job, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's I don't know. It's just a very strange item, and I felt like I had to have it.
Where did you run across it?
So originally, I think I saw it on eBay, but then the listing that I bought, I found on a service called Vinted, which is like a marketplace thing in the UK, and I think in Europe as well. So that's where I've ended up buying it from.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to imagine that it's a fairly uncommon item. You know what I mean? Since it looks like it was restricted in the geography that it was released in, and also it's like 30 years ago probably now.
Yeah, I mean, given what I've seen, there was literally one on Vinted, which is the one I've bought. And then on eBay, there's maybe 10 or 15 of various different designs, and a bunch of those are from like a French-speaking country in North Africa. I can't remember which one it is now, but I looked it up. Like, there's a bunch there, and then there's a couple in France, and then I think there's like one or two in the UK, but there's really not that many for sale, just in general.
Yeah. It sounds like they haven't really filtered out of French-speaking countries much either.
Yeah, Algeria, I think, is the country I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So, it's an interesting item, and obviously I will post photos when it arrives.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing pictures of it. Awesome. Well, that's cool. We also have more video game news, which is we have the Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 coming tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
And I'm very excited. Yeah, it is.
Nice.
It's tomorrow at this is a good question. I think it's 9 a.m. Eastern U.S. time, so it'll be in the afternoon for you. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Nintendo's been teasing things. They actually showed off the C button today in a little short video that was on social media, and there is a finger pressing the C button, and it makes like a squeaky noise. I don't know what to make of it.
Sure.
But that's what I'm telling you.
Well.
So there's that. There have been reports that there are Pro controllers with headphone jacks being cleared by the FCC. So that, I think, a headphone jack, if that is true in the controller, I think that's a very good thing. I think all controllers should have headphone jacks.
I totally agree.
I don't know. I'm just really excited to see what's going on. I do want to get your take on. I don't know if you have thought much about this, but during the Direct last week, which is the final Direct for the original Switch, Nintendo announced that they're doing this thing called virtual game cards. Have you heard about this?
I saw it mentioned, but I didn't catch all of the details of what this is.
All right. So this is a very Nintendo system. Their pitch was, What if it was as easy to share digital games as it is to share physical games? And you may say, well, hold on a second. Isn't it easier to share digital games than it is to share physical games? Well, not if you're a Nintendo fan, that's for sure. And so what they're doing is they're basically creating a library checkout process where if you own a game, you can share it with a friend for 2 weeks, and then it immediately at 2 weeks it automatically reverts to you. And to do the sharing initially, I think you have to be on the same local network, Wi-Fi network. You can also share with people in your friend group, but the friend group is also limited to local area network sharing, kind of like, kind of a household share. I would not call it I would not call it family sharing. I would call it household sharing, because if you have little kids who live in your house with you, fine, that works really well. If you have grown kids like I do, it's problematic. But I guess it is better than the existing system where you have like this primary and secondary switch concept, which is something that's bitten me in the past. Like if you have more than one switch, or if you and like a family member have a switch and you want to have them on the same account, there's like all these restrictions for the one that's not the primary about what the games they can access when they're off the internet and all this kind of stuff. So it's better for family groups in that, at least if you're in the same household, you can share pretty freely, I think. There's also something you can do with friends and family who live away from you, as long as you're in contact periodically, but you can only share for a limited time. So I don't know. There's a lot of, but what about, like, what happens to your save data if your game shoots back to the original owner after 2 weeks? Stuff like that that's not really been explored. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think it's very, Nintendo could, of course, just say you can have up to 5 devices logged into the same account and just track them via serial number.
Impossible.
That would be far simpler and a lot more like what we're used to with mobile phones and other kinds of devices. But instead, they've done this thing that reminds me a lot of like apps like Libby, which is a checking ebooks out of a library system that they have. Mm-hmm. I think it's mostly in the U.S. But anyway, like a library has a license for 5 copies of an ebook, and that once they're all loaned out, they can't loan them out again until somebody returns one. So there is this kind of false scarcity that is created by the app and the DRM in order to have kind of a checkout and check-in system. And that's essentially what Nintendo's doing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is a company that still doesn't know that usernames exist. So let's not. I'm not expecting a lot from them when it comes to this kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. Brendan Bigley, who does NPC with me, he's like, our podcast on Mac Stories. His reaction was like, "Oh, this is just like friend codes all over again." And I'm like, "Yeah, it kind of is in a way."
Yeah,
I don't know. It's better. It's just, but even just listening to it, I watched it again. I was like, this seems kind of complicated, and it really is. It's very designed around the notion of people being together more than it is like having an account that can be shared by a certain number of people, no matter where they happen to be, which I think is unfortunate. But I'll take what they'll give me. It's better than what we've had in the past.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo are going to Nintendo, aren't they? So
yeah, for sure.
Let them do what they're doing.
What is Portal Combat?
So this is a project that I made on Saturday at a hackathon that I went to. Okay. So it's called Hack Pompey. So Pompey is a nickname for Portsmouth, where I live. And the event was sort of in partnership or sponsored by a group called Sea Change, which are doing a bunch of stuff at the port to reduce carbon emissions, that kind of thing. Right. And they gave us all a bunch of data, like ship movements in and out of the port and the size of the ships, that kind of thing. And we could build whatever we wanted. Some people built maps and dashboards. I had the idea to just build top trumps, basically. So I kind of took the movements of the ships and created a deck of like 36 boat cards. So you can just pick, if you've got the two boats on screen, you pick the one that you think is going to be the bigger number, and then you either win or you lose.
Very nice. I like this. This is really cool. And you can refresh the page to get a new set of boats, I see.
So you can click the next round button as well.
I see.
And it will keep track of your score and things like that. And then I also, we were coming up with names for the projects, and I also thought about yacht or not, because it's boat related.
Yeah.
So if you get 3 points, it pops up with a bonus round, and you can guess if the name that I give you is a yacht or not to get extra points.
Oh, I see. That's clever. I like
so
that.
I extracted a list of yacht names from the local marina that I found online. I was also able to scrape all of the images for the boats as well, which is how they've all got photos.
Oh, yeah.
So those are the actual photos of the boats that you see there.
Yep, you've been out there scraping the web, I see.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully it was only 36. There's actually 900 boats in the database that they gave us.
Oh, wow.
But there was only movements for 36 of them, which is why I wanted those ones, because I wanted to do like time in port and how many times they'd visited, that kind of thing.
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah, this is all up.
I like the sparkles when you win.
And it,
the little animation,
and it gave me a good excuse to use this boat font as well. This is Ship's Whistle by Simple Bits. I'd bought this font a while ago and not really had a use for it. But given that it's like boat related, I was like, this is perfect. This is an excellent opportunity to use this font. So yeah, this is all up online for people to have a look at.
Nice. I'm working my way up to yacht or not. I've got 2 points.
Okay, go on. If you get one more, you can get a yacht or not.
Oh, I got my bonus round.
There we go.
I found a really big boat and went straight for tonnage. I would say not. Oh, I was right.
Yeah.
Bulldog is not the name of a yacht.
There you go.
Didn't sound clever enough. You know?
No.
People usually name their boats some kind of weird pun of some kind.
Yeah, some of the yacht names are pretty good. And then these are real yacht names as well. It's not like I made them up. Like I literally took the ones that were in a local marina that day. So,
that's cool. Very cool. I like it. This is fun. People should go try it out. It's kind of a nice way to kill a little time.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's all up there, and the code's all up there if people want to have a look at my terrible code, because it was built in like 6 hours. So,
all right, very good. Well, definitely check it out.
Yeah,
and get excited for the Nintendo Direct, everybody. I mean, tomorrow morning, for me at least, I'll be watching. We'll be talking about it on NPC very soon.
Yes, you will. I suspect people will be listening to this, and it will be even sooner than it is for us now, which is, even better.
Yeah, exactly. I am very excited about this Direct. I'm more excited about this than most Apple events. I mean, Apple events have become kind of routine for me. Nintendo Directs, this is my first big Direct doing NPC, so I'm excited about what we can talk about. So
yeah, and as much as I'm not going to buy one, a new console is exciting regardless.
Yeah, and Nintendo always does something weird. You know what I mean? They always do something unexpected. The C button, I think, is part of the reveal this time around, and that's fun. It's always fun when there's something that you don't really know what's going on. And so that's what I'm looking forward to more than anything else.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well,
hoping for some Zelda games too.
Well, you want games as well? I don't know about that.
Good games, yeah.
Excellent. Okay. All right. I'll speak to you soon.